taken one or two of the marketplace mission trips, right?
Yes.
So what did you think about that experience?
I'm one of the ones that every time I heard of mission trip, I thought, woo, get on a plane. Let's go to a third world country and take Jesus to him. And then when we come home, look at my pretty pictures. And then a week later, nothing. So that was what was in my mind when it came to mission trip. And then when I got engaged with FollowerOfOne, it made a lot more sense. And then it made a lot more sense based on the multiply concept as well. And so, yeah, when I took the mission trips, it guided me on a daily basis gave me some very practical things that were simple to do, but very impactful for me. And I hope for the individuals that I was interacting with as well. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself. And so it helped me. It helped guide me through a process to be quite honest. I got closer to Christ in those 2 weeks, and it didn't seem like I was going to be investing in a group of people that I'm never going to see again. It's folks that I'm going to be around a lot. Had one individual ask me if something was different with me.
Yeah.
And I said, well, yeah, something is different. And I got to share some of my story with that individual.
Cool.
And it normally I'd have been like, no, nothing's different with me, and I would have moved on with life. But it empowered me and encouraged me to share the story. And maybe I planted the seeds with that individual. I hope that was my intent, was to plant the seed with the individual so they could experience Christ for themselves.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I was part of a group that, so FollowerOfOne's doing some really great things to take it even further. And I was part of the group that did the mission trip one way through text and email, and then a part of another group that did it through another way, which is like this online learning process. And it was interesting to see the two separations. And I thought to myself, my goodness, you could just keep continually signing up for these mission trips, and you never not be on one. And it's funny, I laugh a little bit about that because that's the very definition of the multiply concept.
Exactly.
It's like, never stop. There's no reason to stop. So
we've just deployed this tool that I have been calling Mission Trip in a Box. Our Mission Trip in a Box is we want to equip churches and ministries and business leaders to do their own marketplace mission trip with their own friends, because we do this so much better when we're accountable, when you're involved with some other people. And so as we're recording this, the very first church-based mission trip is going on now. My church is doing one, and we're iterating through versions of this tool that we're using and continuing to make it better. And thanks everyone for listening to the podcast. Don't forget, think of one friend you can share this podcast with and pass it along. Thanks very much for being a marketplace minister.